Uh, what would he be doing? Uh, Either like mustering the troops, like taking a part in the training, or finding a way to like deal with the vampires. They did have an idea for it.
Do tell. What do we see him preparing?
Uh, uh, Technically, well, he's going to try to. He has, I think, create water. Is the spell? And he can use it to cast to like make a rain in a sort of radius. So he's trying to combine it with holy water instead of just water.
Oh.
So as you guys, as the rest of you kind of exit the tree, the the sky tree in Braudavik, you would be, that is like you've got the longhouse on one side where the like feasting hall, and then on the other side you have the druid's hut, the healer's hut, where um, Gorm and his mother are probably are probably working on these rituals, trying to figure them out here. As mechanically, is that a thing?
No, not that I know of.
Yeah.
It's a cool idea. Yeah, so as you arrive, you notice that it is raining in a sort of localized area near, like beside the tree when you arrive, and Gorm's mother saying to him, "It's close, but I think you may need to put some more magic. Perhaps ask Aegir. I'm sure it's the god of the sea. He could help bless the water you are summoning."
Worth a shot. You can expect a year to give everything when he's asked.
But when the battle comes, I'm sure we will need his help.
That is for sure.
Who's back? Looks like the others have arrived.
Yeah, I'll turn around and see the party walking through the tree. I should probably greet them. Still have
So
some
glad
time before the battle starts.
we'll finish our training later. But I'm sure they have many stories to tell. And she will join you as you make your way towards the rest of the party.
Yeah, approach the group.
Yep.
I got to see your 11 well.
Yep. And to you too. You. Yeah. I see you're fully recovered after a while.
Well, not fully, but mostly. Should be ready when we march north.
Good. Well, certainly it was like did Roderick have any problems considering how well yesterday uh, was the essentially the night that the vampires got really strong. Did anything happen to Roderick while we were gone?
Oh, really?
Hmm.
I tried. Well, I tried working on the cure for the dragon's blood addiction, but then you told, well, you sent a messenger that
Ah,
we're preparing for battle, so I had to put that on hold.
okay. Yep. And out of character is I imagine Gor's mother Ingrid is also going to party.
So you would see a crowd is starting to gather here as all of your loved ones, your, even your rivals and political allies all coming to meet you. Some are bringing
Okay.
like just some like food basically from their stalls and things to welcome you home.
Yep. And oh yeah, like Primer will then get Ingrid's attention, saying, Ingrid, do you know what to do with these? And Primer pulls out the basket of the golden celestial roses that I got in my possession that were given by different means. Do you have a use for these? I guess you can say blessings.
Her eyes kind of widen. She says, "Oh, these are quite something. Or perhaps we won't have to ask Aegon. It seems Freya's blessing has found us first." Yes, thank you. I could definitely. I could use these to add to an enchantment or a spell, perhaps.
Mm.
I'll say that that is an ingredient that over downtime she will explain. Um, you could basically create a potion out of these that will turn one spell into it'll change the damage to radiant damage.
Mm.
Ah.
Yeah, so Gorm, if you used such a potion, you could turn the water into holy water.
Oh,
Okay.
wow, nice.
So you can leave them with me. I will. I can try to prepare the potion unless you would like to assist me.
I think I'll join you a bit later. See if there are any other developments we need to take care of.
I'll put these back in my hut. I'll meet you in the longhouse later. I'm home. See, Ingrid will also probably meet up with some of the druids that came with you from the Verdant Main, some of the healers, and she would introduce herself to them and take some of them back to her hut to start explaining how they do things around here. She leaves. Yeah, you see the rest of the town will be coming to greet you, and if there's anyone else you want to speak to, they're probably around.
Yeah, we'll say they haven't announced it, but they said that all should be good now in the Forge support channel.
Oh, really?
And I've been connected since I said it, and it hasn't logged me out or anything. Not as far as I can see, at least.
I'll try and log in. Where been watching the announcements channel.
It's in the Forge support channel. They said that someone asked about the login off and on, and they said this is one of the symptoms, and it should be all good now.
I will try to log in while we were loading in, is there anyone that anybody wants to talk to, or things you want to do as you arrive back in Broudevik? About midday.
Hmm.
I was going to ask about the two. Well, not the two. The small group that came with. That is not exactly an ally to our kingdom. But maybe I should wait for Hilda to be here for that. As I don't really think they are hiding the colors.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't be. Yeah, we can go with that. Well, it is be nicer if Hilda was here, but they are there with them, and they'd kind of be sticking with Hilda as they arrive. They'd probably head to the feast hall first. See what are you questions for them, or are you just noticing that, like, hey, what the hell?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the second part. Like Hilda being here, but he's not wearing colors, so and managed to convince them that he's just a traveler. That's fine, but it seems just a bit more problematic here.
So be seeming it would look like they are helping Hilda, as he doesn't look well. He's not look injured or anything. He looks like maybe he ate some bad mushrooms or something.
Oh.
Yeah, well, then I'll ask. Is Hilda okay? You seem a bit. I'll like look to the side and see the mind flayer. Changed some of the party members here. Missing a couple of elves.
Ooh. Yeah. Like Jamie will say, oh yeah, so we dealt with some problems and had some losses on our end.
Sorry to hear that.
But in the process, did gain a few mysterious friends, like I guess the Divine Flare, for instance, and don't worry, he's harmless. He's just a curious scholar, and he's called Theodore.
Honestly, Driver, I'll take your word for it. This is the last thing I need now to deal with.
Yep.
See,
No
the
problem with that.
mind flare would float up next to Trymere and just say, "Oh, is this that friend that you were telling me about that you had to leave behind?"
Yes. Yes, the one with I guess you could say very powerful lightning. Yes.
You must be Gorm. Honor to meet you. I've heard you are quite the shipbuilder.
Well, I am my father's son, so you can say that.
Right. I'd love to pick your brain on some shipbuilding techniques if you have the time. Where I come from, the ships are rather different.
Well, I like look at the ship and then back to Theodore. It is. Well, it's been a while. It could use a bit of an upgrade. I'm sure we'll have some time to talk.
I look forward to it.
right then. Let's prepare for war.
Heads into the feast hall, back to where you would do your war planning and everything, as you are welcomed by hearty cheers and having a ale thrust into your hands as soon as you arrive, as everyone here would love to hear the stories of where you've been. And you'd see there are a couple of other captains and that from the different units that have been amassing here. It looks like Bradovik's preparations are already well underway.
Yeah. Like with the plans of war ongoing, there's a definite topic about the vampires that Trevor will bring up about how, yeah, vampires do not they do not stay down. The ones that we were able to slay just turn to mist and go back to wherever they came from to revive once again the next day.
So their village must fall then. We have to take out the vampires and then march from their city.
Yeah.
It will be a long march. If the army were amassing. Hopefully we can get there before they will recuperate.
Right.
Odir would probably overhear some of this, and as she comes to strategize with you all, and she'd say, Camilla, you've probably got more experience with that than any of us. Do you know of any ways to put a vampire down for good?
Good question. I guess that depends on the type of vampire. Maybe destroying the coffin or the earth. I'm not sure.
We'd have to find where they rest.
Yeah. It seems like
we are fighting at the Druid Tower, I believe. So we still need to march to their village, which I assume is where they rest.
Yeah.
Just on the last intrigue turn, you guys were going to say have essentially seized the initiative by you are going to be defending the tower when that battle happens, but because you've planned to do that, your infantry will basically get an extra round at the beginning of the battle. You will have like a bonus deployment.
Surprise round? Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's in the warfare rules it's called seizing the initiative, but that's what the effect will be.
Okay.
Okay.
May also be a good opportunity to like use trap moves, things like that let you kind of create a trap that would be like, tricking the enemy into actually running into the spike pit that you've made or something like that. Mechanically, you can worry about that with the actual units once we get into it, rather than trying to like figure out how the battlefield is specifically prepared. Just do those things flavor-wise.
And I was gonna say, yeah. So yeah, there's also the fairly obvious weakness, sunlight. I wonder, do you have anything special that can produce sunlight in any way somehow? Something we can research, or no, it'll take too long before the war starts.
Fight them
I can
during the day.
imagine. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Could just fight them during the day. Oh, I'm sure they are aware of such a weakness as well. Figure out a way to lure them out while the sun is still up.
Yeah. Or like, yeah, or maybe deceive them thinking it's a cloudy day today, but then if you can control the weather somehow, open up the clouds and then sunlight is going to pour down on them. That's a good way of deception.
Good. Might be a good opportunity for you to use that trick you've been working on, Gorm.
Well, if it's used on their camp, might be able to force them to move and perhaps attack early. Or retreat and leave us with less enemies to fight.
Mm.
Although I still haven't figured out how to make it on such a scale.
We will also be fighting at the Sadir Tower, so you will have some magical assistance. Could prepare, perhaps teach the spell to the other druids, so that together to create a larger effect.
It's not a bad idea.
I'm having some trouble logging into Foundry, but
Yeah, it's also
You-
stopped working for me, so I don't know what's going on.
you could use the stronghold essentially because of where the battle is happening. You'll have the effects of that, the tower stronghold that you have. So if you want to figure out what that tower is doing and what the people there are doing, that could be an interesting thing to create a new spell essentially that is going to create a cloud of holy water.
I'll look into it.
Was ready to get the edge of the mine, but now that we're waiting for Foundry to load, I'm like waiting for the information that's on there. So let that load in the background. But for now, oh yeah, it logged me out again. It's not.
Ah. Well, for me, I'm like still on the loading. It's been like this for 10
Yeah, it
minutes.
probably logged you out, that's why.
Ah. I give it a refresh.
The problem. So I don't think it's fixed yet. We'll wait for the announcements channel to.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I managed to log into the. We can see the world map.
Yeah, but after a few minutes, it will like 10-15 minutes, and it just tells you that you logged, like, lost connection to Foundry. Then you can't do anything.
Ah, yeah, rinse and repeat.
You probably like read all of your items and everything, but no rolling.
Yeah.
App that you're on, can you see what turn we're on in Intrigue?
Yes. Let me see if I can. So one round 2. Our turn, it seems.
We're about to go into round 3. I think that's.
Yeah.
Well, then I think we can take that. Maybe could you open the Bradovic character sheet and maybe just get a screenshot of it while it's open?
Yes, let me try that.
Can at least tell what we're supposed to be rolling. Those are one of the only rolls that wasn't able to.
Alright. There you go.
Yeah, at this point, I'm gonna go moment by moment here and like go day by day. We will go into the next like 3 or 4 weeks of autumn where you can role play and do whatever you like, take some intrigue actions and manage your military, but essentially we will go week by week, and each week you can take one personal downtime activity and an intrigue turn. Sitting here now, we can go into the first intrigue turn as you're strategizing and figuring out what you're going to send your troops to do next.
Well, we made them fight us at the druid tower. Now we have to turn the land, like make it into like traps or anything, like make it easier for us to fight there.
That's probably going to be trying to improve your resolve or your resolve resources or communications. That's shoring up your defenses. Probably be an operations check to shore up the defenses, or a lore check if you're trying to like research anti-vampire defenses.
Probably, yeah. I think we made like a Shadowclaw themselves probably be a fair capable opponents, but at least we know we can just beat them to death, and they will remain dead. So yeah, the lower one sounds good to me.
Sounds like Gorm is going to lead that turn then.
And Gorm hasn't used his, well, never didn't make a check this intrigue, so I'll use his proficiency on this one.
Okay.
Good luck, soldier.
Not sure what's the number we have to hit, but I know it's a +6 to my roll. Yeah, 3 and 3 from proficiency. That's pretty good. 25.
Oh,
That's
nice.
definitely a success. And which do you think you're trying to shore up specifically? All of your resources or your communication?
I want to say resolve. It makes the most sense to me.
think
We
that
are
makes
trapping
sense.
everything, so we will continue fighting, so we will not fall.
So yes, the Seder Tower receives their orders and will spend the next few weeks preparing and learning what they can to fight back against the vampires. Your resolve will increase by 1, and it up from loyal to whatever comes after that. I would-
Okay. Fanatic.
Maybe Fanatic, but maybe there is one before that. I'm not sure.
No, it's loyal to Fanatic. I'm on the Brodovic sheet now. I just
Oh, okay.
changed it.
Then yeah,
If you're
over
able
there,
to
that's
change
easy.
Yep. Right now I'm logged in, and so yeah.
to actually edit that.
Yep. I remain for a few minutes. I have not logged out automatically.
Asking you, are you able to edit the where it says resolve next to there? Can you access that drop?
Yes.
Then you can change it up a level there from loyal to Fnatic.
Fanatic. Yep.
Yeah. So as you were doing that, anything else here over this week? As I'll get to what the Shadow will do as well in a minute. For now, over this first week, as you have finally gotten some time back home, anything else you want to do in terms of role play and stuff like that? Activities.
Well, I'll keep working on the spell, but probably have a chat with Theodore regarding the ship, and if we may actually manage to make the spell, then maybe also working on the ship, get the upgrade started at least. And I did find the rules for the spell, like the tower thing. Which will take us a while, depending on the level of the spell.
How long's a while?
It's a month plus 1 level, plus 1 week per level of the spell, and -1 per the level of the tower. But I assume it's not just a straight up create water spell, it might be something more powerful. So it might not be made in time. Unless because we have more people we can shorten it. It doesn't specify anything about that from what I can find.
The idea behind that is that you could basically take a spell and then add a feature or like replicate the effects of another spell. But if you're trying to create water and specifically make it holy water, like that's not going to be damaging to anything other than something that is affected by holy water.
Yeah.
As create water, it's only first level, isn't it?
Yeah, and I assume the tower is at least 1 level because it exists. So the spell should be ready by the time we start the war.
Yeah, absolutely. I've managed to log into the server again, see how long that lasts. But yeah, you can absolutely, by the time it starts, you would be able to have control holy or create holy water, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, seems like they have it taken care of. Then honestly, I can put the cure to the dragon's blood effects on the back burner a bit, and see what I can do for the ship. That's probably what I'll do with my time.
Give me a second to find those upgrade rules, and then we can get into
Yep.
that downtime. But what about the rest of the group? You guys got anything you're doing back in?
In terms of downtime.
And in general,
Oh, okay. Yeah. For Trimer, I can't imagine that like the lore of taking down the vampires. All the rest of the villages doing that. Yeah, Trimer is also trying to essentially find out how he can free. I forgot the names. Finway and Ariana. Finway and Ariana from their from their curse. Essentially, does he have to kill them, or is there a way to free them? That's what Kymer's wondering. Does he have to kill them and destroy wherever they're being revived, or can he free them somehow?
So you can make an Arcana check, and because the tower is doing research on something similar, like theirs will be more related to the actual battle that is ahead. But because they are doing some of that research, I'll say you have advantage on an Arcana check to try and.
Okay. Yep. Right now you're still on Foundry, right? Because I'm gonna roll on Foundry. Oh, yes, Tim. Are you there? Are you on Foundry?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't hear you. Make respond.
Maybe not coming through clearly because I keep answering you, but yes, you can roll on Foundry.
Okay, 22.
Yeah, that is definitely a success. Yeah, healing of this though, I'm not honestly sure of the answer myself. I don't believe there is mechanically a way to undo a vampire's curse.
Yeah, unless by like a wish spell that powerful. But yeah, seems like the latter is more valid to do.
If anyone has any like meta knowledge about vampire mechanics, let me know because I don't. From what I can tell, there's nothing about actually healing them.
Except
But it was-
killing them and then using like resurrection, I don't think there is a way. Like
Yeah,
from
yeah,
what
or
I
the
know.
wish. Yeah,
Or
the
wish,
wish
yeah.
spell. Yeah.
So nothing's sort of
Yeah.
a miracle at this level.
Learn is that by an actual god intervening, you may be able to save them, but it seems like there is a god of death that has claimed their souls at this point, and to free them would either mean killing them, or it could also be possible to actually to keep them sane, almost like to get them allies again, even though they are transformed. It seems what you learn with the 22 is that they are newborn vampires, so they must have been incredibly hungry. They probably didn't recognize you properly, and the effect of the moon was probably driving them wild. So this would especially occur to you on that first night back as the full moon appears and Hielte becomes oddly disappears. You don't know where Hielte went, but on that night he seems to run off into the forest and you realize that the moon was making people do weird things. Taking them maybe out of the question.
Yeah, that Trimer is actually gonna interact with Carmilla, like wondering, like what's her situation, like she's not, like she's always saying, and Carmilla, for as long as Trimer knew, like she is out and about in the sunlight, all fine and dandy, right?
Well, that never bothered me. I don't know if that's something from my father's side or some divine blessing in terms of being always saying, well, You ain't awake all the time. Sometimes one have to hunt to keep oneself sane.
Okay.
Would remember that they were specifically also like after you. It seemed like there was something special about you that these vampires wanted, but you never really found out what.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I believe that's the research that Trevor's doing, trying to find out about his how to free his allies or keep them sane, get them back to his side somehow, depending on what they want. If they want to die and rest or continue to at least live a little longer with their curse.
As you are doing this, the other elves would probably come and try to help you with this as well, seeing as they would also. Lady Kira would be there, worried about their lost allies, and she would suggest that maybe magic can't solve this one. Maybe it is more of an emotional connection that maybe we just need to remind them that we are their friends. And
Yeah, that did happen momentarily when I tried talking to Ariana. She momentarily snapped out of it for a moment, despite the effects of the curse.
still hope. And actually, with your with that check, Carmela, you could also make an Arcana or Religion check if you want to see if you have any additional information.
Ooh,
It's one thing.
oh, nice.
Carmela, you know that uh, the one difference between you and the rest of these vampires is that you do not serve a master. You seem to be of your own, like, free will. You have your own free will. So it occurs to you that maybe if you kill whoever they are working for, whoever's got control over them, maybe they will be able to think for themselves again.
And based on what Trimer saw, it seems that sorceress, I forgot her name. It was that large sorceress that we got that was turning Hit into a werewolf.
He seems to be leading the vampires of the Shadow Claw, Vespera Nightshade. She is a tabaxi / Leonid.
Mm. Yeah, that's what it seems like. As they were with her when they were turning Hit.
Killed her like 3 times already. She's definitely. We'll need to find a more permanent solution for her.
Yeah.
Which-
An accurate term is twice, but yeah.
I think
And
also
hey,
with that check,
oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
I think commonly you would also be able to confirm that, yeah, to finish off a vampire, you would have to kill them in their resting place. Like when they turn into that mist, they're going somewhere, and then they are reforming or like healing somehow. So if you could figure out where that mist is going, you might be able to stake them in their coffin and put an end to them once and for all.
Yeah, and we killed her twice, and you know what they say: third time's his charm.
Sure hope so.
Than saying.
Yep, that's the downtime. I guess for Trimer specifically. I don't for Carmilla and Mikkel. What do you guys do in your downtime?
Well, so Mikkel would definitely be looking at the mines, seeing how with that main tribe, like, I guess, seeing how the Fakro is doing in regards to smithing. And then as for his actual downtime, he would be working on his soul gem. So let me just throw a check out there. And over 20 feet that passes. Okay.
Make that check and actually go to the mines. Would anyone be joining Mikil when he goes to investigate the mines? Might you be in this? Theodore.
Yeah. I think
By the way,
until
everyone-
Tyler mentions anything about flying ships, he'll stay in the village for now.
You can get involved with other people's downtime. Like there's enough time between all of these things that you could all be present for these scenes. It's just one of you will be kind of leading the action.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Trimer would be intrigued with Theodore. Yeah, I can imagine that Trimer and Theodore grew quite close acquainted during the travels and whatnot.
Igor will still stay in the village for now. He isn't fully healed, fully recovered yet.
Well, yeah, feel free to jump into any of these scenes. But as we go to the mines for Mikhail to go and investigate, see what's been going on, what these dwarves have been getting up to, you would see that there are several carts that have been going back and forth between the mines and the little sort of dwarven settlement that taken to calling New Browder, mainly because I can't remember if you guys already gave it a name.
I think we call it New Parada, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a good name, New Brother.
Settlement seems to have been built up quite a bit. They build fast, these dwarves, and there is a full-on dwarven settlement that is now operating with Browdervik as just an extension here, and the gravitite that they have been mining is going back and forth, well, coming from the mine. As you are approaching, this would be partly why Theodore wanted to join you, as he'd be asking, yeah, I suppose Mikhail and Trymir just saying, "Ah, you seem to have discovered the," and he says a word in deep speech that it doesn't. It sounds like he just makes a few clicking noises, but he says, I had wondered if there was any of this left down here."
I'm not sure what you just said, but if you mean the floating rocks, then we call it gravitite.
Gravitite. Ah, oh, well, that is very interesting. In fact, I'm quite familiar with this material. My entire home world is made of the stuff. It's about the only mineral we were ever able to work with.
Oh,
Oh, so I'm sure you wouldn't mind if we rack your brain then for ideas of how to utilize this. Like, obviously we have our own ideas, but maybe considering you've lived on a planet made of it, maybe you have some novel ideas that we haven't thought of yet.
Planet may be a bit of an overstatement, but yes, your what you call Isaru, the smallest of your moons, is entirely comprised of this stuff. They say that long ago there was a floating island here on the planet that it had so much of this material that it floated out into orbit, and that is where my people have lived for eons. We have also mastered the technology. I could definitely show you how to cut this material and perhaps even get it to create your own gravitational fields. What we use for our flying ships.
oh my.
Oh well,
Need to-
that would sound lovely. Let's also speak with the mine manager or the overseer. Should have made their own discoveries by now, as well.
I will start giving it some thought. As you arrive at the mines and you find Tuvert Greato, who is just completely filthy and has been hard at work. You see him drinking from a canteen as you enter the mines, and he seems to be giving some orders to some of the workers here as he sees you arrive. He goes, "Oh, look who's back! You could grace us with your presence, Mr. Mikhail."
I am glad to be back. Fortunately, it's been busy with the Shadow Claw situation. You've probably heard of it. But yes, I wanted to pop by and see how it's going with the Gravitate. I see with judging from the floating Gravitate, I can see we're making progress. And you've expanded the mines quickly.
It's surprisingly easy to move the rock when it floats around. We've made great progress. Come and follow me. I'll show you what we've been working on. And he will lead the three of you deeper into the mine. I don't know if I've actually shown these maps before.
You
Have you
haven't.
seen-
These
Oh,
are
you
all
have
new.
not. Yeah, this is new and nice.
you down the stairs where you are met with this purple glow and these walls just glittering with these crystals. Seems above ground, like when there is sunlight, the rocks look a lot darker and you can kind of see that purple sheen. But once you are underground here, you see that they are glowing, like bright enough that you barely even need the torches that have been put around here. And you see dwarves all over the place, hard at work.
This almost reminds me of from that Transformers one, mining Energon. If you've seen that movie, Transformers one.
Probably similar similar tropes, but you can see that this is highly magical material that they are working with here, and were it not for all the dwarven expertise that they have working in Slash, most people would not be able to like be this efficient in creating this mine. You hire the right people for the job. As you head down, he would pick up one of the crystals off of the ground that it is not floating, like they are actually lying on the ground, but he would show it to you and just say, "But there, Maro. I mean, I'm not sure if these are some kind of diamond or what, but I tell you, these gems could be used for all kinds of things. Magic in them is anything we're familiar with.
Well, Theodore, could we rack your brains? Oh yeah, this Theodore. He's a bit of an outsider, coming from the what was the moon called? Is it Dorius? Was it?
Izaru is where you know he's from the moon, but as far as you know, he got here on a meeting.
Yeah. So Theodore is from Izaru, and I'm sure he has some insights, considering it's made of gravitite.
Be happy to hear them. And Theodore says, "Oh yes, this is. I have not seen this much raw material in a very long time. We were limited in what we had on our world, but yes, this is psionic stone. It is very useful." And he will just lift a hand, and some of the rocks from around will kind of lift off of the ground and just sort of telekinetically float over to him as he brings them together and kind of crushes them together as you see the crystal split, but he seems to be using his psionic power to like reshape the stone, almost like he's doing a mold earth kind of spell, but on this stone, shifting and changing shape. I suppose it depends. Very versatile material. It depends on what you'd like to do with it, but its main feature is that if you cut it just right, it can produce its own gravitational field.
So, in a way, psionic stones are precursor to gravitite?
Are one and the same. It is the magic contained within is, well, from what I understand, not common in your world. I suppose not many people have found such materials in a long time. I myself have dedicated myself to the study of the arcane, but that is quite the opposite of what this material does. Though, if we were smart about it, I'm sure we could combine them to create something quite powerful.
Yeah. I'm sure we'd be able to. So
Is
you say it. Sorry, go ahead.
the arcane term for the kind of magic you might be able to use is, I believe, chronomancy. It is. There are certain features. For example, you can change the density of the material at will, and he would just kind of flick his wrist, and you'd see the lump of stone that he's kind of created in front of you, this glittering gem, just suddenly drops to the ground and crashes like it created a small, like, crushes the ground underneath it, and then he lifts it up again and flips it over, and he would throw it over to you, and it feels like a beach ball, like a volley, you know, ball
Yeah,
beach
very
ball
like
that's completely lined.
DM. You mean graviturgy?
Yes. What did I say? Chronomancy. Yeah,
Chrono,
gravitation.
yeah. And I was like,
Time.
yeah, bringing us back to that. It's maybe not a good idea. Yeah,
Time travel.
graviturgy.
No,
We had enough with.
gravitation.
He basically just brings it back in time to before it was part of that rock. That's his power.
And then you bring it
Is
forward
part
in
of what
time.
destroys that what blows up that moon in the future. So yeah, that's really. It's like, oh, sorry. a nightmare of the future. No, gravitatively, that's what
Okay, I see. That's interesting. And how are you doing this? Is this through the psionic powers, I assume? Or are you using Arcana to currently shape it?
doing currently. This is gravitatively. My kind have a particular affinity for this material, so I can use my psionics, but I do believe that should be capable of manipulating this the same. That's what I'm trying to do now.
Hmm.
Well, then I would ask you to teach me. Let's see. Let's see. Like, thought experiment. What could we do here? Like, open mind. Would I be able to wield it here now? Because I'm looking at it and I see a bunch of different use cases.
Might be able to teach you a little cantrip or something, but to truly understand it may require some time, and perhaps multi-classing into a gravitative wizard. I could try and teach you a trick or two.
Well, I definitely want to get taught a trick or two, and then I
Mechanically,
know. Yeah.
you can continue, but you would be able to train a spell and learn a spell from
The gravity list.
No, I was just thinking, what the hell? What's his name? All I can think of is Tomio. Why my brain's stuck in the wrong game?
Theodore.
Let's. Well, yes, you would be able to learn something from Theodore, but there are also there are some specific artificer spells that, like, if it makes sense, that it uses some sort of like magnetic pull or spells like that. Those could also be considered. Seems gravity related, but you can take a look at the gravitational spells that are available. I will need to as well because I can't remember what's. You see the artificer's spells in the item list. Like there's a folder called spells and then artificer. I'm not sure if I've given you.
Yes, I do. I
And
guess
there's a-
it will kind of fit on the change material, although not exactly. Like
I
the
will say it would any of those spells that if it kind of makes even a lick of sense or you could flavor it that way, I would allow you to try and learn one of those spells from.
You got magnet
Yeah,
pull.
that's like
If you mention it.
true magnet pull.
pull or fast strike might be a good one as well.
Reconstruction for the changing of materials could be flavored.
Rain could work as well. Like there's a few there. I'm not seeing the spell levels properly because there may be like some 9th level spells in here that I've forgotten about.
Magnet pull is level 1.
I think the highest is second level.
They won't be higher than 5 if they're artificer spells.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, these are mostly homebrew spells. This isn't stuff from these aren't official ones. That's why it's in this specific folder. Yeah, even like the teleportation could even work. Like teleport slash might even mind. This is the same material that essentially they. I don't know how familiar you are, but the stuff that they think the craft that Bob Lazar worked on, it's that element 115 is essentially what you found. So it could be speed related as well. Like it's you're able to pull yourself around by affecting the gravity and basically fall at maximum velocity into in a direction which you could apply to a blade or a, like that's why I say fast strike might be cool, as you imbue your blade with this.
Yeah.
That's up to you. I'd say you could learn up to a second level spell, but there will be an Arcana check to try and learn this, and I'll say the DC will determine what spell level you can get. It's
Yeah.
You'll only have to
So-
beat a 10 to get a cantrip, a 15 for level 1, and I'll say a 20 for level 2.
I would say no for terms of like RP, and I would go for the reconstruction. And like right now, I just want to unlock the ability to shape the material and like play with it, as Theodore just showed. So reconstruction would be a second level spell. So that would be a
And-
DC 20.
Trymere, you are down here as well. I mean, this feels up Trymere's alley as well, maybe from a different angle. But I'd say if you want to try and learn a spell yourself, you could also do that, or you could give Mikkel advantage on his roll by helping him learn.
No, I want to learn this. Like right now, Trevor's like we're interested in learn so to get something. I don't know what exactly, but he'll get something at random. So, hey, Arcana check.
And what else might also work is a Rune of Force. It's a first level spell, but it's like it increases the impact of a weapon. Like,
Yeah.
be very. I don't know if you can see the Rune Knight stuff. You see all of
Yeah,
it?
yeah, we can see all of it. But I think I'm gonna go for the reconstruction because I just want to be able to shape it and do stuff with it, I guess.
Oh, thing as well, because Trymere, you could pick a different spell if you wanted, but you can give me those Arcana checks as you spent some time here in the mines with your Mind Flayer friend, and he.
Oh crap! Nat 20.
Well,
Over
that's
Mikkel.
funny.
So
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? On a nat 20, I'll say you can learn 2 spells.
ooh, I'm gonna use magical guidance. I'm gonna try to reroll that.
Alright.
Oh crap! Wait, hold on. You know what? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna use an inspiration for this. No. I could have learned a cantrip, but never mind.
Well, so there's probably not going to be that many uses for inspiration in this session if you do want to use it. This may be a
no,
good time.
no. I'm gonna keep my inspiration. No, I don't want to. I don't want to waste it just to learn a cantrip or spell.
I mean, what's
Something
your
important.
roll?
Yeah, something important like an intrigue action or attack roll against the boss. I'm gonna use inspiration for that.
So
Now that we're in, you can roll challenges for tonight. I forgot about those. Everyone can roll up a challenge so that. you might
Oh
get
yeah,
inspired.
I actually rolled one earlier. I rolled the 17, where essentially it's a MacGyver improvise a useful item random junk.
Okay, so yeah, maybe as Trymere is learning here, like this isn't the weave that you're used to. This is like not elven magic at all. It is. So maybe you just reform this into something that is not what you fully intended. I mean, you are
Yeah.
learning to transmute this. Do you think maybe Trymere just makes like a shard of glass that you could use as a dagger or something?
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, Timer isn't all that familiar with it. He's more familiar with like conjuration and evocation stuff
So
and enchantment,
wait.
but not transmutation.
So just for me, I have taken reconstruction and teleport slash and added them to my spell list.
Those, yeah, you can add those to your spell list. So,
Yes.
like as you figure these spells out, it seems like Trymere is having a bit of a tough time, but you are not. Like you've been working with this material a bit already, so like as you learn those spells.
Sweet. I should probably also roll that.
Good
That
for
was-
Landry. It's
Oh.
Yeah, maybe I mean, there might be some broken mining equipment around that maybe you could reinforce with this gravitite, or yeah, what is the display of your spells that kind of shows off what?
Let's say there's a minecart. Gonna make hover tanks now. Or at least try to. So
Like the trains
Or-
that use magnetic fields to move.
yeah, exactly.
like in Wakanda.
So I guess of a quick demonstration of idea is I would lay out like a track, quote unquote, like a line of the gravitite or psionic stone, and then I would take a minecart and fuse, create an alloy of the steel and this psionic stone, and then put it on top, and then you would see the minecart floating. So magnetic fields interact.
Dwarves would gather around, like all very interested and excited, and a couple of them would point like, can we give it a try?
Go ahead.
Start piling into the minecart and just shooting off down the mine tracks that like there are some tracks that they've already prepared and that you already created the technology that these dwarves are using. So they just go rocketing off like they're now on roller coasters, and you significantly improve the efficiency of that particular track. Yeah, them kind of you hear their voices echoing from somewhere else in the mine, like yelling and screaming with joy.
Alright. Thank you, Theodore, for helping me understand.
You can
know-
essentially. Oh, go ahead, finish your cut.
If it wouldn't be too much to ask of you, I'm not sure if we've established one yet, but I think it would be beneficial for Brodovik if we had a proper research and development, I guess, guild or magistrate, whatever you want to call it. And I would ask that you join us in that, Theodore. You would be able to study the Arcana. We would be able to rack your brain in terms of particular gravitite. And, well, I'm sure it would be a mutually beneficial agreement.
It's hard to tell looking at a mind flare, but if his eyes could tear up, you see that they are. So, well, I would be honored. Thank you. Do you think I have noticed that the surface dwellers are a little wary of my presence? Do you think I could operate from here within the mines?
Of course. We would set up the HQ for the research and development, or the R&D for short here. It would be a safe environment. and we would be able to conduct tests with the weave, conduct tests with gravitate. And I guess for bigger field tests, we could always go to the surface.
So I will begin work immediately. Thank you. I'm sure our dwarven friends can help me get set up, but I should be able to make a small dwelling for myself down here quite easily.
Sounds good.
Wonderful.
And of course,
Yeah.
I should note that obviously the dwarves will also be on board of this, since you are also one of our, as I just I forget his name, but the dwarf who's oversees this. You're also.
I mean, we've been working with this stuff for a while, and I've never seen anyone do anything quite like that. So he's welcome down here.
Yes. We shall make the proper proceedings about how this R&D department will work, and obviously who's going to be in charge of it. But I'm hoping to make history here, hoping to revolutionize our technology for that matter.
I suppose if we were able to transfer some of this technology to more longships, I think your people could probably take over this whole world.
Hmm.
We'll get started right away.
Yeah.
And we will.
Yeah. Yep. And at that, some of the comments, somebody said, world domination's overrated.
Until you've tried it. He would go off here with the dwarf as you wrap up your trip to the mines, and he would start to begin casting spells to like reshape some of the walls to create a little R&D department down here where if you want to come and speak to him again, you will be able to visit him at the mines.
Okay, awesome. And wow,
Well,
if gravitite can be applied to longships, imagine if gravitite can be applied to titans. That would be a flying titan. Would be really intimidating. Like just see it flying from the sky.
I mean, we could already apply it to fucking trebuchets. Like, if we can just lob a like arbitrarily weightless rock towards a place and just increase its weight by magnitudes of order, like we could probably set off like the equivalent force of a fucking nuke with that alone.
Oh gosh.
Like I'm not big on physics, but the implications are there.
Yeah, basically creating.
Just
Basically
make a black
creating
hole,
this-
like a small black hole or something.
Yeah, or
Crush everyone in a
basically creating-
small area, and that's it. Done.
I'm sure
Yeah,
if we can
or
make it
some,
arbitrarily make it way enough, like an infinite amount of, I'm sure we could create a black hole.
Yeah, like basically what I'm wondering is since Mikhail mentioned trebuchet, I was wondering if like basically somehow make it weightless for the first few seconds, and then after it's launched, very fast, it'll become very heavy the next second, like creating very impactful speech that.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe you could put like just have a rock of gravitite, make it weightless essentially, have a glyph on it, so that when it lands, it'll also when the
Boom.
so when the glyph gets activated, it'll change the weight to be as heavy as possible, and then that would ensue chaos.
Yep.
would highly recommend looking at the features that come with the Gravitagy Wizard, because there are some things like altering the density of an item where you can like quadruple its weight, and it works kind of like the enlarge reduce spell, but without actually changing the size of the object. There's some cool tricks there. Might be interesting to multiclass if you want to really explore some of those options.
Plus
For
more
now,
spaces for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough to be like, oh, you might have just gone wizard in the first place if that's really what you were after. So I could understand if not, but also, yeah, sort of flavoring your artificer items that you're making as gravitite based could be awesome. What I was going to say though is that you have unlocked the longship upgrade. The one that I'm looking at now is astral hull plating, which you would unlock, but that's not very useful. I can't remember which folder I put it in, but essentially the flying longship upgrade is available to you now, as that's what you will be researching. They'll be making flying mine carts, and that'll easily be transferable to your long. I think
Yep.
it's in the journals.
Alright. Sweet.
Eh. Yep.
I guess I
Morty
should
is.
also
Oh, go ahead.
should also tell the Jarl that I've just created a new department. Let him know what's
Yeah.
happening in his domain.
Yeah. Just imagine Morty. Like Morty is like after they like we really go through world conquering, and we now conquer Theodore's homeland. Like, yeah, it's time to conquer the moon.
It is time to conquer Earth! After 10,000 years, I'm free.
Yeah. So yeah, at the end of my, I guess my downturn or this week, whatever you want to call it, I would just go to the Jarl and tell him I've set up an R&D department.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad that you're making use of your authority. It's almost time to start then figuring out our next move against the Shadowclaw. Yeah, the Jarl would have no issues with you doing that. You absolutely can. As that all gets set up, we will go over to the others' downtime here during the first week. Is there anything that Kamala or Gorm is doing in particular? It's researching the spell. But what about Kamala?
I think she will be researching vampires to see if there's a way to, like, what the difference is about, like, how to put them down, etc.
Well, that was kind of the check that you did with Trymere before. So I'd say that was part of Trymere's downtime that you were kind of joining him on there. But you would still have some time to do other things. I will say winter is fast approaching, and you guys have not managed to bring back many more resources. So you could also do things like go hunting, or things to help the town. Animals there again. It's like you come home to your little menagerie with the eagle waiting for you, chained up outside. Actually, maybe Sven is.
Yes, Sven,
Sven
he's
might be
having. Time to go hunting with Sven.
Yeah, so you can make a survival check as you take Sven out hunting like a hunting dog.
Greeting.
I think anyone. Oh, okay, yeah, that'll be a success. Do you think anyone else is going on a hunting trip with Kamala and Sven?
Not sure.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nope.
I assume the Gon will get word eventually about the idea for the ship upgrade, and he'll work about on that for the rest of the downtime we have. So he'll be mostly eating, sleeping, and breathing shipbuilding.
The, the reason I was asking is kind of irrelevant. So I think we can just the table for gathering for hunting, you would be in the forest here. Survival check ready. See what you manage to gather.
Forest, you say? Mm.
Or coastal shore, depending on where you're trying to, where you want to go hunting. Could be anywhere.
Forest.
Could even be graveyards if you're looking around there. You are taking your zombie with you.
I'm gonna walk to stretch his legs.
Okay, you find fresh ingredients. So I'll say because this is downtime, like you probably spend some time over the week doing this, and as you go out with Sven a couple of days, maybe the other hunters join you. Like what's his name? Olaf Order. You will manage to gather a week's worth of food here, which you'll get like 10 fresh ingredients for Brownvik. Kind of things do you think you and Sven hunt? Like, do you think you guys take down an elk or two, or you're just hunting small game? That kind
Man, I believe in Sven. He can take down an elk.
You start by hunting some small game, but Sven keeps eating the whole thing, so it's just all right. One bite, and then we'll give you that piece. Going to sniff out some elk, loosing some arrows, and sending him in to just tackle them and hold them down, even though he might get stomped and like impaled by antlers. Doesn't stop him. And so Camilla comes back to Bradovik with a good haul of elk meat that is then naturally taken to the feast hall as we join you all the following week, and the R&D department has been set up. There are many people working to figure out how vampires work around the town, and there is plenty of elk meat to eat as join you for a night at the feast hall. And as we haven't seen what the Shadow Claw did during their intrigue, they would on this night, as everyone is sitting and drinking and eating and being merry, trading stories, that kind of thing, there would be a sound from the watch outside of town as there are arrivals here in Bradovik, and you would see that there is a small group of Shadow Claw envoys that are arriving under a banner that it has the symbol for a truce on it, that a rune for truce, and you can see that they are arriving with a small cart. That it seems that there are two Leonin that are sitting on a cart and have just arrived, like horse-drawn cart, and they've been stopped just outside the bridge next to the longhouse. They're asking you guys what you'd like to do. Oh, Gorm just disappeared.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh
The
man,
sound?
this. Was it?
The sound problem for Gorm said it'll be back. But yeah, what do you guys do as a few Shadowclaw envoys arrive?
Primer is suspicious, but he would say, "Let's see what they had to say." Although we be very cautious. Yeah, like this is tense. This is definitely gonna be tense. What do you think?
Kids
We
muted and
hear
Gorm's
to,
disappeared.
yeah, right now too. Carmela and Mikhail, Primer is just saying. So should we hear what they say, or should we just kill messenger and burn cargo, whatever it is? Don't trust the cargo.
Well, I guess the least we can do is give them the dignity of listening to them.
Okay.
I would say you've dealt with them before. I would ask that you do it again. Make sure they're not trying to trick us. Is asking your group to deal with it, essentially.
Yeah.
Yep. We can do that.
Inviting them into the feast hall, or are you going to meet them sort of outside the town?
I say we meet them outside the town first. But before we do, we meet just in case. I wonder how long. Oh yeah, he'll try to. Oh, okay, this is 10 minutes. So before where it goes, it's gonna cast. Come on, cast. It's not showing it in chat, but Driver's trying to cast protection from good. That they are immune to any charm, fear effects, or possession, just in case.
Good. How many are you? How many people can you pass that on?
For myself, but thanks to Twin, so 2 people could do myself and Mikhail. So it lasts for 10 minutes.
And
so just before we. Yep, just before we meet them.
Is crashed, but I will be loading back in as you go out to meet them at the bridge that is just outside of town. Well, arrive, you would see one of the Shadowclaw kind of get off of the cart and just approach where the horses are. The other one still sitting on the cart as he kind of puts up a paw and see this dark bird Leonin. He doesn't seem to be carrying any weapons.
Okay. Yeah. right now. Right now, from I'm trying to remember, he did remember that there was some Shadow Claws from the Feldraker Court who defected, but unfortunately was was also threatened by the vampires. Essentially, caused a ruckus in the inn that the party were staying at. So essentially, Trymere is aware that there's some who defected, but it's still cautious in case they were threatened or blackmailed or something.
You make an insight check as they are arriving too, because it sounds like
Okay.
you're suspicious.
Yeah. Insight. Roll. Nat 20. Yeah, nat 20. Thank you.
That's not showing up, but yeah, with a nat 20, you can tell that they are flying the banner of the Shadow Pool. So these are probably not defectors. You get the impression that they are envoys that have come to make an offering or try and seek some sort of a truce. With a nat 20, you know that there's a good chance this is some kind of like they are probably trying to buy time and sort of test Broadwick's strength by coming there.
Oh, okay.
One that has walked out onto the bridge say, "We come in peace. We have come to offer tribute in exchange to speak with one of you."
With this, Trimer says, we'll ask, what kind of tribute? Stay there. What kind of tribute?
On to the other guy sitting on the cart, who gets off the cart and goes around the back, as he removes a cloth on the back of the cart. He says, "I'm afraid it's a little large. You are welcome to come and take a look." As he kind of
Okay.
gestures to the cart, but from where you're standing, it's like on the other side of the bridge, so you have to get closer to go and see what they brought.
All right. All right. Yeah, all right. You still stay close to me while I check this out. Like to the like driver says to the other Shadow Claw, essentially walking back towards the cart. So yeah, driver's gonna go to the cart while making sure the two are nearby and not doing anything.
As you approach, anyone else who also wants to give an insight check to kind of keep an eye on them, you can. Insight or perception. But as you approach Trymere, you clearly see, as you get to the cart and look inside, that there are two coffins lying on the back of this cart.
Oh. Okay. Trimer will peek in. Ooh,
One of the
Mikhail and
coffins-
Harvey made their perception checks.
Did you guys make checks there? I might not be seeing the rolls.
I got
Ooh.
21 perception. Camilla got a 25 perception.
Okay. Yeah, you can see that the two Leonin are kind of exchanging looks. It definitely seems like they are they are nervous, to say the least. But you can tell with those checks, like everyone is keeping an eye on each other. No one makes a move as Trymere opens one of the coffins, and you see the body of Ariana lying in there, asleep.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Timer closes and says, "Okay, I know what this is, but essentially, what is it that your tribe is asking?"
Well, we have had our differences, but our people are far away from one another. There's no reason for us to fight. Not when there are outside threats that must be taken care of. We have I had word that there is an army coming in from the north. We would ask that you help us deal with them from the sea. You are seafaring people. If they were to make landfall, then I'm afraid it would be bad for both of our people.
Mm.
Temporary
Oh damn! Yeah, these
face this
rules
threat.
are good for. Oh,
Yeah, he continues to say we ask for a temporary alliance to face this threat. We can face them together and perhaps end as allies.
oh, Mikhail did that inside check and got a 20. A dirty 20. Unnatural one.
Yeah, Mikhail, you can tell that there's, if you were to go and fight an outside force, you would have to divert a lot of the forces that you're currently gathering to fight the Shadow Claw. So there's a chance they might be trying to get rid of some of your troops. But if there is a bigger threat, he may have a point that it would affect you all.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. Hold here. I will discuss with my companions. Uh, yeah. So yeah. Trimer will leave the two Shadow Claws at their carriage and speak with the rest of the party members, saying, "Okay, what do you guys think? For me, I'm like it's tempting, but honestly, I want to reject. I can tell they essentially want to buy time somehow. Like they're not lying, but at the same time they seem kind of desperate for an opportunity. To take advantage of us. What do you guys think?"
Well, as it currently stands, we have no intel about whether or not this supposed seafaring force from the north is real.
As to what they offer us, how do we know that it's not an inside spy or something? You know,
Yeah,
sleeper agent.
yeah, we made our studies, Kamala, and essentially they're still under control of their master. I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all.
leader of the elves, Kira, would step forward and to say, "Are those our people, Trymir? You wouldn't suggest that we send them back with these monsters?"
Hmm. No, I know it's something, but you heard what Carmel said. Right now, whatever turned them, essentially they're on a leash from whoever turned them. Uh,
She has no way to argue against that, but you can see she is definitely torn that she just wants them back.
yeah.
The question is if the leash, so to speak, can be transferred or overruled somehow. You know, replacing a master from another for another master.
Is that even possible? A transfer?
Carmela, you could make an Arcana or religion check, and because you guys have been researching them, you could make that with advantage to see if that is
Oh,
possible.
okay. Oh, okay. Trimer 2.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna roll advantage Arcana. Hiya. Okay, got 18 total.
Okay, so yeah, from all the research that you've done, you know that there is a very strong bond with the one who created the vampire, and maybe if they were killed, it would be easier to. It's like they'd be given their freedom. Maybe another vampire master could step in if they were powerful enough. But Camilla, and like as you are thinking about it, you don't know any specific rituals that could do that, other than what they were trying to do to you, Camilla. Like it seems like they were trying to like put you under their control as well when you went in. If you were able to replicate the same ritual that they were doing to you, it is possible. But that is some dark magic that you are unfamiliar with.
Uh, and essentially they said they were dealing with invaders from the north. That's what they said, right? They've been dealing with like northern enemies. They mentioned from the sea.
Yes, also my bad. It would have been northeast. I guess it's the
Oh, north. Oh, okay.
the eastern coast, but that is sort of yeah. I just missed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm familiar with the map. Yeah. At that, like Trimer will ask Kira then. Although the Fort of it is in the like more in the northwest, it's gonna ask: has there been something going on in the north? Like based on their claims.
She would. Yeah, you can. I'll say, give me a history check as you're asking her to see if she might know, because she has
Oh,
also
okay.
been there and done. So
Okay, so make a history check. Trimer. Hiya. Yeah, decent roll. 16.
she would say, I haven't heard word from the north. I know there are often tales of frost giants trying to sail around the northern seas, and we did take a trip around the eastern coast, uh, which I can tell you there are many, many dangers out at sea. We we saw some quite large ships that are from foreign shores, they could be telling the truth. But wherein Mordia doesn't have some kind of threat.
Hmm.
Basically, there's any number of things that could be this so-called outside threat.
Yeah. Honestly, this is difficult. Um, like Carmes also has Torn as Kira. Like he doesn't. I mean, like wondering if like do we really want to, like we can essentially make peace now and deal with the threat, but I guess opinions are divided. But I guess in the end, it's somewhat up to like Camilla. Like, what do you think? Like they were trying to. So you mentioned they were trying to essentially take control of you earlier, and now they're you. What do you think, or maybe your mother can offer some of her opinions.
I think that's the only way we can make sure that they are, if we say not a sleeper agent, would be to dabble in very, very dark stuff. Basically, like, force their wills. So they would be nothing more than trolls or walking corpses. And I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do. You either trust them or
Yeah.
we turn them away. That's the question.
Yeah. Specifically to me, it's like accept the alliance and like work together for this other war front, or deny it and then go to war with them. At the same time, we enter another unintentional war that they were right about, like risking more people in the process. Like it's a dilemma, but despite everything, I'm honestly voting for like not denying them. That's what I like. Very risky, but honestly, I like no offense, Gorilla, but I'm not very trustworthy of a village of vampires, especially after what happened at the Verdant main tribe. Yeah, so yeah, I'm up for denying them.
Would offer
I
up.
mean,
She would also just say, we stuff those Leonin back in those coffins and send them all back together.
oh wait, what did she say again?
She says she thinks that you should stuff the Leonin in the coffins and send them all back.
Mm.
She just wants a fight. She's like, she looks pissed off that it's like her enemy's right there.
Mm. Yeah. Like Driver's saying, like you'll get your chance, but honestly, now is not the right time. Like just
Can I get a quick recap of the last 20 minutes?
oh,
Sorry,
all right, all right.
I don't have another headphone, so I had to fix those.
Okay, so what happened was that some Leon and Shadow Claws came by, two of them with the cart, and within that cart were two coffins, and they have both Finway and Ariana in them. Essentially, what they're saying is that they want a temporary, they want a truce, and they claim that they're fighting a threat in the northern coasts. And-
Northeastern coast.
Oh yeah, northeastern coast, yeah.
I said north
And-
the first time, but that was wrong. It's the
Yeah,
the
northeast.
eastern.
Yeah, oh yeah, east, I guess. Yeah, essentially, they want this. They offer our two fallen comrades to as a truce, tribute to a truce, and to deal with this threat. And essentially, Trimer's up for like denying it. Like he doesn't trust the vampires, and after what happened the past couple, like the attack on the Feldbreaker Court and the attack on Verdant Means, the large scale, can't exactly forgive these guys for their transgressions. And with the Nat 20 insight check that Trimer got earlier, the first time when they came around, it seems they were seeking an opportunity of some kind where I guess somewhat trying to gauge the mood of Brodovik overall, along with her.
Everything
How
they've said
big-
so. Just to clarify, everything
Yeah.
they've said so far seems plausible, but it definitely seems like there's a chance they are trying to get you to divert your troops somewhere else,
Yeah.
to make it easier for themselves. But what they were also saying, the force that is coming could make problems for both the Shadowclaw and Brodovik. It's like so they're suggesting that you team up to take on that threat instead of fighting each other. But yeah, with some good checks, there's definitely it could very well be a trick to get you to focus elsewhere.
How big is the threat?
Okay. You want? You can ask the Shagos that. Do
Yeah,
you want to ask the Shagos?
Gorm is there, so I'll ask. How big is the threat you're dealing with?
Okay. Yeah.
There will be a tide of snakes on our shores within the next few weeks. We couldn't say how many ships they have, but we have no means of sea travel, so we have no means of fighting them before they reach the shore. Your people do. I ask that you help us in whatever arrives. What we believe to be correct is that the Medusa is coming.
Hmm.
A history or a nature check when he says Medusa, because
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if
Yeah.
foreign thing.
Let's do this.
And I'll say actually you have advantage from Kira because what she was talking about, that may be one of the things that she saw.
Okay. Okay. Let me roll again. Oh, I'm gonna roll magical guidance. I got to use this new roll, but let's see.
We can all roll or just Driver?
Yeah, you can roll. You can all roll.
Okay.
That was yeah, Carmela, you would also have advantage, but as what that anyway.
Dang.
Oh,
So
yeah.
just 13.
You might not be cooperating because the last roll I see is from 10 minutes ago. Do you see a roll of mine? If not, I roll on Discord.
And you may just want to refresh again because I had the same problem. The rolls stopped showing up.
Okay.
But it is.
I'll give it a
it
refresh.
pops up for a refresh. But that's
I'll
all right.
roll
'cause
in the-
Camilla has succeeded here, but you can still roll if you're going history. You might learn something else. As Camilla successful nature check, you have definitely heard of a Medusa. This is into who your father might be and the Thagan history. Like you've definitely heard of these like creatures with serpentine hair. That they have snakes for hair, and that what a Medusa is. You know that even that if you meet its gaze, you'll turn to stone. You've heard stories that in Thaga, like a long time ago, there were battles that have left entire fields of like statues of warriors that were fighting Medusas. That's like if you were going to go to Thaga, that's probably something you would want to go and see. But yeah, there's a good chance that you could have a lot of stone statues all over Mordia if an army of Medusa are on their way. A real threat. That's something to worry about.
I got a 9, so I would not know. I roll in this.
No one else is that familiar with a Medusa.
Well, I was going to. The 3 Leonin factions are like all together. They're like the entire yin and yang. Like the neutral ones is the village. The court are like the lawful ones, and the Shadowclaw are the evil ones. I don't think they can. If one gone, it might throw off their balance. So I was going to. I don't think unless the Verdun main decide that they will not want to fight, then we will have to fight. But if you can convince, you are a Leonin. If you can convince the rest of the Leonin to retreat and let us face only the vampires, then I believe we can help you afterwards. It will prove you are trustworthy enough.
Medusa is an ancient threat to our people as Leonin. And after what the vampires did the other night, we will say we had no part in that. That was not a Shadowclaw attack on the Verdant Main. Vesper is doing. That was a banquet of the Vampiric Council. Some of those vampires may be working with the Medusas as well. We can agree to that. The Leonin will retreat if you agree to help us face these monsters.
Well, if you will stay true to your word, I want to say we will, but I'm not the Jarl.
That was another thing. The Jarl specifically asked your party to
Okay.
deal with, as you've dealt with them the most.
Well, then this is my offer. I don't think you'll get any better one than that. What do the rest of you think?
Yeah, I think that's smart. Although risky, that is smart.
If they will turn on the vampires who are supposedly their allies, it is understandable that maybe it will make them less trustworthy because they turned on their allies. What will make them not turn on us? But I guess we will need some minimal trust to get things going at least. And if the Verdant Main are fine with that, then we will get rid of the vampire specifically, and the Leonin will remain, then even better.
Hold on, I'll ask this at least. Does Vesper know of this tribute too?
of course, these are her gift to ensure a truce as well. We do not care what you do with the Vampiric Council, but if you agree to this alliance, the Shadow Claw will not harm you. We will not attack it. We will be allies against an outside threat, and perhaps when that is done, we can revisit our own conflict.
You do understand that, well, from what we've gathered regarding vampires, we will have to get into your village and to completely annihilate any vampiric threat. Unless you are planning on ambushing them in their coffins.
Exchange looks like they're not sure they can promise that you can kill all the vampires. Like they say, it's not exactly the deal we came to offer. I'm afraid our deal is that no side will do harm to the other.
Yes, but without entering your village, the vampires will not. Well, the vampires will remain, and they will come after you if when they see that you haven't sided with them. They'll have to get rid. They will have to be removed one way or another by our hand or by your hand. If you don't want to enter the Shadow Claw, well, your village, you'll have to do it.
Council is not located in our village. Vespera has her own. The vampire spawn, they dwell there, but if the Vampiric Council was to make a move against us, I think even she would be fighting back against them. They are no allies of ours. I guess she would know more about that. The ones that attacked the Verdant Main, they are from all over the world. That is where they stay. They just come to feast during the festivals. You want to kill Vespera and our allies as well, just because they are vampires.
Honestly, I can't make an insight check against that. Are they trying to be like diplomatic in a manipulative way? Like basically, are they trying to get the most benefits out of it?
Just to make sure I understood correctly. The attack was not Vespera, it was the rest of the council.
Yes, did you see any Shadow Claw banners or Leonin fighting? That we had nothing to do with that attack. Perhaps she did, but it was not the doing of the Shadow Claw.
Well, we know
Okay,
that.
we get that inside check.
Yeah.
You can roll it. So,
Yeah. Like I'm making an insight check. Like, are they trying to get the best deal out of it? And like,
Of course, they're trying to get the best deal. Why
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
they?
yeah. It's just it's yes.
So
It's
just
not.
make sure. Well, to kill a vampire, you have to kill them in this resting place. So
Yeah,
the
just
people who
fucking-
attacked us, they're not from here. So the resting place will not be here. They just came here as a part of the festivities, if you can call it that. So killing
yes,
them, they will return to wherever they're from, not Mordia.
yes. So the only one who rests in the Shadow Claw territory is Vespera and her spawn, which would include the two coffins that they've brought with to give to you. So, like, they're giving some of those vampires back. The Vampiric Council that attacked, they would be resting all over the world. Like, they don't know where these vampires would be. And try me with that check. I'll say it's good enough to tell that they are they are being as honest as they can, but also, yes, trying to kind of get the best out of this. But even if what they say is true, it's like to help them, would weaken Browdovik against the Shadow Claw. So it's like they would be getting something out of this if they turned against you, which is definitely a possibility. But they're also trying to say that we won't hurt you, you don't hurt us, we're going to go fight someone else together. So they don't seem willing to offer that you come into their camp and start killing vampires. They're like, no, those are not the vampires that you want.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
If
Gorm
they-
was in it, but
yeah.
the rest of you know that Vespera was definitely involved. Like, you were invited to a banquet, you didn't go, so you didn't find out how she was involved, or like what was up with the Vampiric Council. But you fought people that were clearly from other places in the world. And I will say, two of the people you fought were very serpentine. One of them had like a forked tongue and everything. So there's definitely some evidence of snake people.
Yeah. Okay. All right then. Yeah, like there's also the added risk of basically Ariana and Finway are like on at the like whatever they want. I can imagine Vespera can mentally kind of do something against us or relay information to them.
Might have also missed that Camilla made the point that these vampires that they're sending may also just be kind of like sleeper agents
Yeah,
that
yeah.
who you want to welcome into your camp. That they had a bit of a discussion about.
Oh yeah, that's a different. Yeah.
I have to make sure with the Verdun main they're fine with that. She's also there. I doubt they want the Shadow Claw to be eradicated completely. I don't think it's their style. But they were the ones who were attacked.
We'll say,
Yeah.
confer with your people if you must. We are camped at the giant geoglyph. Was your answer later?
Okay, we will do that.
As they will go and cover up the coffins again, this tarp, and make their way away from the bridge. Not too far away. They just head up to that giant geoglyph. Why do I keep saying geoglyph? Geoglyph to camp, and most of the people here in Bradwick would start to head back inside the feast hall. Oda would be walking alongside you all and just going, I don't trust them. We should destroy the Shadow Claw, and then if we have any serpents on our shores, destroy them as well. We don't need their help.
Yeah. Yeah, Timer will say, yeah, despite everything, I don't. Yeah, I can't. I don't exactly trust overall. I mean, they've aligned with the vampires in the press days. I mean, I don't exactly want to take the offer. So out of character. So overall, Timer is just against against it. So that's his vote. Hmm.
To discuss further than the poll, I think it's if there's anyone else you want to talk to, that maybe they're in Broudevik, the rest of the Verdant Main has arrived at this point. The healers are all here. There's the Jarl and all of your folks. And
Yeah, honestly, Chimera had the opinion earlier of asking Carmela, like wondering what, like, would she have opinions on this? Any opinions on this? She also seems familiar with, I guess, vampiric natures in general. What would she? What would she think about vampires like Vespera, based on what she did recently, and the Vampiric Council? Uh,
I personally don't think
Yeah,
she would
basically-
know about the councils.
oh, really? Are you sure?
yeah, that would have been as new to Kamala as the rest of you. You've never encountered a vampiric council before.
Oh, okay. Ah, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
That's why. That's why I was
maybe-
wondering if Carmella's mother knows anything, like, or has any thoughts or opinions on, yeah, about them.
Like, if you want to find that out, Carmela, you can make a history check and see maybe there's stories that your mother knows or that you may have heard, but the main wouldn't have that many details.
Let's see, 20.
Yeah, so they definitely between the two of you, you would have the stories that there are rumors that there is some sort of cabal of like this shadowy organization of vampires around the world that some people believe secretly influence the politics of different nations. It's like this vampiric Illuminati that people have spoken about. But you would know, like you would see that your mother is a little bit. She looks a bit like ashamed to admit that she does actually know something about the Vampiric Council and would say it was one of them that blessed Carmela with eternal life. But they were slain by her father. There is no way that Vampiric Council could have any connection to us anymore. We came here to Broudevik, and they have never found us. They've never bothered us. It would be a bad idea to get involved with them now. It sounds like it might be too late. She kind of looks at Kamala, concerned, hearing that you've actually met with them and faced them now before. But this would be new information that to you, like it seems she knows more about vampires than she's been letting on.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll approach the healers. The Redon main and ask them about that. I'll tell them, oh, a small envoy. 2 envoys came from the Shadowclaw. Returned 2 of the elves that were turned into vampires, and they asked for a truce. They said that there is a serpentine threat coming from the northeast.
Yeah.
They would rather have our help with it instead of fighting us.
Yeah, something called the Medusa.
Well, wanted to have your opinion about it because they did attack your village. They claim that it was not them. It were vampires, but not them. And if we wish during the battles, they will retreat and we can deal with those vampires because they're not from Mordia. So they will not bother us for a very long time, if ever again. But yeah, you were the ones that were attacked, so your opinion is important. Honestly, if we're not fighting them completely, the Shadowclaw might as well have some sort of alliance. I mean, no offense by that, but war is not cheap, and if we're not going for the village, the product might not survive the winter.
We are not a vengeful people. We don't seek retribution for what happened that night. But even if the Shadowclaw were not involved in that particular attack, they have been menacing us for a long time. They have been expanding their reach over the grasslands for years. They pose a more immediate threat to our people, and we have come here to help you against them. Would not be eager to fight if we don't have to, but it sounds like if this threat is real, then it'd be a danger to us as well.
So if we can have them guarantee that if they wish to further expand, they will expand away from the grasslands, and we're rid of those the vampires again. We can discuss about it afterwards. Then the vampires that attacked. If we at least make sure that have some guarantee that they will not continue expanding towards your territory,
We now
that'd be
sit
fine.
squarely inside Braudovik's territory, so if we are to continue our allegiance with you, I think it is fair to say that we are in this together, and if they are agreeing not to attack you, we would ask that that courtesy be extended to us as well. Tribe is tiny. We pose no threat to anyone. If they will agree not to attack us anymore, and by also not fighting against Braudovic, then we would happily accept such a deal. But what would it mean for us if you worked with them? I mean, are you going to then have the Shadowclaw moving into your towns and ingratiating with your society?
Well, if we're somewhat of a truce or somewhat of an alliance at the end of it, maybe not engrave ourselves, but it will open everything to a more peaceful agreements, trade or whatever. If we think we would rather help them because of you, instead of you because they're stronger, I doubt that. Even if we are with them, what they've done will always hang above their heads. They will always be careful with their next move. You wanted a guarantee that if we join forces with them, they won't attack you, then we will be your guarantee. And if they decide to attack you, then there will be no going back. We will attack them, and there will be no other truces to be had.
The peaceful option is what we seek, but I think that sounds the best for our people. We'd be happy to agree to that.
Well, I'll confer with everyone, and once I have an answer, I'll let you know.
We will cast protection from good and evil on you and say, may Freya bless you.
Thank you, and I'll return to the party. Not sure if any of them, not sure if I was talking alone or not, but I'll assume we huddle up now to come to a final decision.
Yep, there's the voting poll. Ooh, this is so difficult, but yeah, I'm gonna make my vote now.
We can head the third option of just killing the court, and that's it. Not like completely the entire thing is agreed upon.
Understood enough here to know that the court, killing the court, that's like a much bigger battle to be had. Like you would have to actually hunt them down. You'd travel all over the world. So that doesn't currently seem to be an option that that the Shadowclaw are offering. That's definitely something you can try and do, but it doesn't seem like becoming allies with the Shadowclaw is going to have much difference against the Vampiric Council. It's just if this threat that they claim is coming, which is they say that the Vampiric Council might even be working with them. So
Okay, yeah, I get it.
The others, you fought some of the vampires from Thega, so you would know that there are
Thega are the Greek ones, right?
Those are the Greek ones, and
we fought some like Aztecs ones that I remember. Kigani ones definitely.
Some like sort of devilish ones, which you could assume are from Bazir.
Yeah, and the knight. There were a few knights, I think, as well.
Orc too, but
so all over the place except Mordia. This is who we fought.
Like there was one from Mordia.
Oh, the bard.
The bard guy.
And that was leading them in there. The Sparrow you had already killed by that point. She was doing the ritual on, so she wasn't even actually involved in the attack. There was literally no Shadowclaw there, but there was a Mordian vampire on there.
Well, we joined this fight because we were asked, and if the same people that asked us to solve this peacefully, I agreed to a peaceful solution, then I will go with their choice. I have also realized that there are 4 of us, so it might be a problem.
I think.
Sorry.
I think, judging from everything that Gorm has discussed with them about, it, as it stands, it would definitely be more beneficial if we had, at the very least, a temporary truce with them.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Despite everything, yeah, I'm gonna go. Okay, yeah. I'm risking it. I'm risking it.
This is a risk for everyone. It's understandable.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going with yes. Seems like three of us voted yes. So yeah.
Kind of embrace you and hug the Trymere and just say thank you. We'll find a way to help them, and we'll make sure they don't hurt anyone.
Yeah.
I'll go to the giant geoglyph if anyone cares to join and break the news.
Yep. I'll head along. Since yeah, right now the conference. Yeah.
Hasn't voted because I feel like there's like a Viking way of that they would vote, like you'd put different colored stones in a bag or something. Like there was.
There is probably a proper way.
So I feel like that's what your characters have been doing. Like you put your votes in, and but I see there's one vote left. Was there anyone that voted against it?
I think there were just 3 votes in total, and 3 voted yes. So someone just didn't vote.
Yes, whoever didn't vote, place your votes so that we can see if there was any resistance from Brown.
Which would make sense.
Didn't vote.
Well, I voted yes, I'll say it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I voted. Carmela, did you vote?
I voted. I was the second one to vote, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's
Now we
probably
have
me
4.
that forgot to vote.
There we go.
All right, so yeah, actually, it seems like as you all confer, everyone's on board. Even the Jarl seems to agree with this plan, and Radvik seems pretty confident that, like, look, if they betray us, then we'll fuck them up then.
Yeah. Well, fuck.
With that, you head to the giant geoglyph, and you would see them sitting by a fire, so that they would be. Yeah, this this could have been a combat encounter, but I won't going to bother with the map right.
Okay.
See them sitting by the fire with the cart next to them, and then would kind of nudge the other as you approach, as they get up and try and ready themselves as best they can, but they are outnumbered here. Come to a decision.
We agree to the truce.
The grin sort of spread across their faces, like, oh, good, that's wonderful. Well then, we'll not waste any more of your time. We will bring the happy news back to our superiors. Someone will come and speak with you when we know more about our impending enemy.
Yeah.
Friends,
Then you can.
oh
yeah.
all you. They'd kind of step away from the cart, as one of them would cast a prestidigitation to just put out the fire, and they kind of step away from it. But
Yep. And Tyra's gonna make a quick insight check. Like, how did they basically to get the general vibe of how they reacted to the deal? Were they surprised and or relieved in any way? I gotta tell you one.
it's a good inside check. They seem very happy, like almost in a sinister way. Like if this was a trick, they look like their trick just worked. But also, these are like the evil Leonin guys, so that might just be the way they smile. Yeah. Like
Okay.
these guys are creepy. I don't know if being allies with them is such a great thing, but you see that they are definitely holding their word right now, as Finway and Ariana are yours to reclaim, as they are still asleep in their coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As they said that they will tell their leader, so tell them one more thing. Tell them that Gorm Hamundson, chosen of Aegir, swears by the name of the gods and his own name that if this entire thing is just a ruse and there is no other threat and you've just managed to trick us, you wish that the only thing you had to deal with are the snakes, because I'll bring something way worse on your heads personally.
Make an
Yeah.
intimidation check with advantage. They both kind of just get right up close to one of them.
Only I was proficient with intimidation,
Yep.
but a 16.
Nice.
Yeah, you see it kind of tries to hold steady, but the other one is very quickly getting the horses off of the cart, so that like getting onto one of the horses, going, "Yep, yeah, we'll tell them. Come on." And the other one just trembling slightly goes, "Thank you. Yes. Look forward to." And then he just jumps onto the horse, and they both bolt out of there. Like they do not want to be here any longer.
With that settled, where's Theodore? I have a ship to upgrade
All right.
for
Yeah.
a ship battle.
Yep. Gonna rain hell on these snakes wherever they are.
Mikhail, prepare the nukes. We are living in midnight.
Aye, aye.
Yep. Mikhail, nicknamed Oppenheimer.
I am become death. Next on the agenda, the steam engine, nuclear bombs.
Well, we need steam engine if you have something advanced, more advanced than steam.
As you
Like it's
discover
like
steam-
civilization. You have to like learn the old one just to progress forward. You have no other choice.
It's like in War Thunder, you have to buy the previous vehicle before you can.
development tree that you have to follow to
Yeah.
get to the last age.
Yep, exactly.
And just skip.
Can't just skip it like games.
But knowing you'll like discover steam, and then immediately like, okay, we need nukes, so let's just discover nuclear. There's no one ever makes anything with a steam engine.
Observe. Removes the carpet, the tarp. Torpedoes.
Let's just recruit Gandhi.
The nuclear submarines.
Yeah, I would like
And-
to keep things thematic. With like, I know a lot of this we're joking, but you do have this gravitite, which really is like, I'm very interested to see kind of how a civilization could progress if you had this kind of technology at the wrong point in that development. You know, where
Did you play any of you Atom Heart?
I've actually got that. I think it was on PlayStation Plus or something, but I've never played.
Because it's pretty much the setting.
Huh.
Like Soviet Russia gets like discovers a new element or something, adds the World War, and becomes very like a most advanced nation, but it backfires.
That's neat.
I mean, part of the reason I put Gravitite into this world was to kind of explore that question of like, if you were on a planet where that was the first mineral that you dug up, like your technology would immediately, instead of having iron, like we've had the Iron Age, and you know, all the copper and
Bronze,
all
iron,
that
yeah.
Oh no.
determine how our technology has progressed. So what if you got this other thing? Like how would you develop? And I feel like Mikhail's now right on the forefront of that technology. Seems the mind flayers, they already they had an island that floated off into space, but this is the first time that like the human civilizations, or at least the humanoid civilizations, seem to be using it. So what you come up with, that's going to be canon for how technology develops in this world. And I will say in the Kiga game, there were gravitite rifles. You did have some, like, guns were being introduced into Kiga that used, I know, actually maybe they used dragon scale. That might not have been gravitite, but I remember it did come up in that game. It's like the idea was that technology does progress that way, but I think Mikhail might be the one deciding how that goes to begin.
Jerry will have to appear to ask a few questions and disappear again. Maybe at some point.
Well, if Mordia said before Kiga, then
Jerry
she's
was
just-
thrown back hundreds of years back in time. That's the Kiga campaign is spread over
Right, yeah.
hundreds of years, but it took a month of in-game time.
time is just it's just a made up concept.
It's like, no, not chronomancy, not chronomancy. We're not doing that again.
Gravitargy.
Oh god.
I do think they kind of should be the same thing. Like, if you can, anyway. It's not-
Oh, are you talking about the old theory that that if you could control what's called gravity, you could basically reverse time because time is something with gravity.
You can bend space-time with, like, gravity bends time. It actually does.
Yeah.
So technically,
Oh
think they
yeah,
should be the
it
same.
it oh yeah, the black hole thing. Yes, that's where I heard it. Where it basically are like time passes slower inside a black hole because of its insane gravity.
got to make your long shot fly before we do a whole interstellar.
And then we switch to the Pathfinder system. What is it called?
Starfinder.
Yeah.
Don't worry, and if a black hole is already in the works.
Well, I'm sure summon a black hole. Look at the gravitational spell of that's really
Yeah, there are some pretty
There
heavy
is
spells there.
one.
Unfortunately,
So
I would have to
another
die.
thing is,
It's a feature, I think. Some of them you can, like, if you have like a ranged spell, you can push people into it or out of it before the spell goes off. So if there's an ally, you can push it out of the reach or pull an enemy closer.
if any of you remember the one shots, I don't actually know if any of you were in them. About there was a Loxodon and a vampire involved. Do you guys remember
No,
Loxodon?
I wasn't there. The only elephant-like creature available is Lulu.
I
it
don't
was the
recall
Loxodon.
that.
That was a
It-
character that I played in.
That
Kate's
was a
campaign.
polyphant.
Yeah, the Holyphant was Lulu, but in Kate's campaign, I played a Loxodon that ended up in, like, Arania. It became like part of the lore of Arania when we were doing that. But I guess Kate and Matt were there for that, I think, and maybe even Svenja. Like, everyone from that game. But anyway, that's where a lot of the vampiric lore and the Graviturgy stuff came from, was playing a Graviturgy wizard and getting to a high level wizard in that. It's really interesting, some of the features that you can do. So if you want to lean into some of that kind of technology, I would highly recommend going Graviturgy wizard with some of your level up. Which, because we are coming to the end of the session, and in the spirit of moving this game along somewhat, seeing as far as you know, like, unless they betray you, you've essentially halted the intrigue. We'll say everyone gets a level up tonight, as
Oh, nice.
you've now agreed to not basically do that battle. So, yeah, as far as you know. But everyone
I guess
levels up
it's
tonight.
beneficial. Like if we ever
You-
can fight them, we are level 9 instead of level 8.
You do end up leveling up. I mean, if you do end up fighting them, because they've betrayed you, you'll level up again. But right now, everyone goes up by 1, and we will kind of end tonight's session here as you are. You've sent them on their way. You've retrieved your elven friends, and yeah, is there anything that we see in these last moments that may relate to the level up that you're about to have, or do we end on Gorm upgrading his ship?
Oh, I don't think it will end here. It will take a while. But I'll take another level in cleric. So
Swearing that oath
maybe
to
he'll go confer with Aegir if it was a good idea or not. You're not expecting an answer, but just asking about it will make him feel better. Whether his choice was right or wrong.
that oath kind of to Aegir. I feel like this level up will represent Aegir's agreement, and like, yeah, if they betray you, you have my power, and we'll give you that extra cleric.
He won't even give you his brother, your own brother.
Have a brother?
Oh, you don't know the meme.
Probably. Now we have a proficiency bonus of 4.
Hell yeah. What does that?
Oh, yeah.
Does that mean?
Means you get an extra
And-
+1 to all of the things you're proficient with.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
and
Where's the quest tab again?
Quest?
Oh, that's
Oh, you can get
mostly-
the next upgrade of the yeah. You can make an even better, I think, the weapon for you, a ship for me.
oh yeah,
I'll
and
look this.
not only that, but I can imagine Trimer learning more magic, learning the magics from Theodore. Trimer now knows how to use Wall of Force.
That's a
Cool.
very cool choice.
I'll become an
Honestly, I get a
artisan
ability score
blacksmith.
improvement because I'm cleric level 4 now, and I might just grab skilled and throw some.
What did you say, DM? When I said Trimer now knows Wall of Force?
It's a very cool choice. I like that. Very thematic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and not only that, but since now he's learned, now that he's like aware of like the possibility of airships and whatnot, he also has he'll learn control winds as a way to, if needs a way to make the ship faster, control the wind.
Work on land or in the air. I mean, on sea or in the air. Either way,
Yeah, yeah.
filling the sails that's a good move.
Yep, and it lasts for 1 hour, and I know the extended can be 2 hours.
It has unlocked nitrous for your launcher.
Yes.
DM in the big world map, like when we sailed, is each hex was a 1 mile?
I think it's 3 miles each.
Oh, okay.
All of the
Looked
map.
at the stronghold rules for a pirate ship, and we would have been way faster. Because it sails I think 1 hex a day, and the hex is 24 miles. With the stronghold and follower rules. So we would have already teleported to the to Browda with that kind of speed.
That like you could only move 5 hexes per day. That was the I kind of accounted for that. I remember looking into those rules and trying to figure it out. But we'll probably go closer to those kinds of speeds now if you're going to be sailing like internationally.
Yeah,
That
and
that
up
kind
in
of
the air.
scale. You're part of you upgrading your long ships. Like you guys have only really traveled across the bay. You've never gone into deep ocean.
Yeah.
Really just say centimeters.
What?
Oh, that's miles.
That's okay. Yeah.
It's gonna be fun being able to just fly over continents. Like, oh, there's a landmass in the way. Well, not anymore.
We may restrict how long you can be in the air because what happened with Kiga is that they got an airship and then they flew over all the interesting things that were on the ground. And there's only so many kinds of encounters and stuff you can have in the air. So we are probably going to have to limit it. Like maybe you'll have to refresh the gravitite core or whatever. Like maybe it needs time to recharge.
Yeah.
So that you can't just fly all the way across the world and, well, I guess you fight cloud giants and air elementals again.
And who knows? Maybe that's why that meteorite ship crashed in the first place. Got too close in the atmosphere and was flying too long in the air, and that's
It is
You
now.
get the impression he piloted that meteor into the ground. Like that magic is probably why he survived the crash and why it didn't create a massive crater in the ground. Like he managed to slow it down. He just didn't do it very well.
There was an attempt, at least.
Morpho Planet is, well, I was going to say easier than landing on one, but I suppose it's much easier to land. Just doing the landing is a whole other story.
Yeah. I mean, you land at some point, whether it's a good landing or not, that's...
Much you can do to avoid the
Yeah,
landing.
Yeah. Who said it? I think Clarkson said it. Jeremy Clarkson. It's the sudden stop that kills you, not the fall itself.
I'm afraid of falling. I'm afraid of hitting the ground.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll probably take one of the blood spells as a new spell. Honestly.
Thanks for the session, guys. It was fun.
yep. And,
We managed
Yeah.
to
oh,
get
yep.
a lot
And
done.
and speaking of, right now looking at the session challenges, it seems like only McKill's philanthropist, where he essentially
Well-
offered Theodore a job.
That sounds so sad. I offered him a job.
Hey, in today's market, who knows? Maybe it's something.
I'm
Yeah,
sure he
and
did.
Depends where you're from.
And remember, Theodore essentially left his home because arcane magic was outlawed. So like having a job in this new like and practicing his passion, like that's a good opportunity for an outcast like him.
I'll take it.
Yeah, Gourmet defeating someone in a flourish, so that was not going to be not going to happen.
Yep, and for me, I had to make something useful or valuable out of nothing, but that didn't really happen.
Unfortunately.
I'll see y'all next session.
Yep.
Bye bye.
See ya 2 weeks. Bye bye. Oh yeah, I should probably get hit saying that.